I don't know how I sound though. And unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to test how I sound because of how this is set up. So, let's see if somebody shows up. I can ask them. Ask them the question. Let's see here. While this is waiting though, this is a state of play. It's for specifically Japanese games, I believe. I was not really super planning on doing this, but kind of very last second decided to, or last second. Yesterday, I looked at it and was like, maybe I should stream this and try this now that I like have some freedom to just like essentially clock out of work and do something like this all of a sudden. So it's worth giving it a shot real quick. And we'll figure out the other details later, essentially, is how this is going. Let me try not to double up audio here. All right. Is this going to be interesting on my side here? I don't know. It might be completely useless. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, I just hide the stream and nobody ever looks at it again. Staring at the state of play thing. I'm not much of like a reactor though, so like how interesting that will be is a whole other thing too. But I don't really have a lot of expectations though. I assume pretty much the usual like you know, I expect maybe some Final Fantasy stuff here from Square Enix. Let me see. Oh, can I not tweet on the normal Twitter right now? I might not be able to tweet on the normal Twitter. Hey, Dirge Servers, get out here. Okay. Let me see if I can open a new tab for this. Let me go ahead and focus on Discord. Quick. Hearing that state of play thing. Blam. Hey Zero, how's it going? How's my audio sound, Zero? Do I sound super loud? Or rather, does the audio in the background sound super loud? I am here doing this. Whether it's going to be something that goes on forward is a whole other thing, but we're trying this today, for now. This is the plan for right now today. It is Japanese games, supposedly, so that is probably relevant to me. Unless Sony bought the rights to Phantom Dust 2, I have very little expectations that anything will get my attention here. Let's see here. Where is my thing? I'm trying to get another browser window open here. There we go. Let me grab that real quick. Go look at what is Forge of Empires? Oh no. There you go. Save plays back. Knack 4. Yeah, I'd be okay with a Knack 4 announcement. I don't think that's Japan. Actually, that might be Japan. Staring at that state of play thing. I think it's only like 20 minutes though. So I think we'll be fine. Let me look at the original tweet they put out again. They said, blah, 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 updates from our Japan publishers. From our Japan publishers. Yeah, it doesn't say anything like Sony related, so. Yeah, I don't think this will be a regular thing. I also don't think I'm really the person to like have good reactions per se. But you know, I guess you never know till you try. So I'm definitely not gonna really like play it up. But I'll try to do that thing I do when I play video games, is that talk more than I probably should. Just to keep the voice box going. Yeah, my thumbnail right now is literally just a logo because I realized I could not change, like I couldn't just remove the Evergrace image. I had to change it, so I changed it to like the generic, you know, like whatever. I forget what it's called. The generic logo or whatever, but yeah. No crazy face thumbnails. Closest thing to that was the game collector video or whatever it's called. Game purchasing video. Game deals. Collecting on a budget. There you go. So. Yeah, it is kind of what the podcast is for in some ways. So. Again, I don't really have like I will say when it comes to the Nintendo Directs and stuff like that, sometimes I don't like doing them on the podcast. It feels like it's way too long. So hey Kargaden, how's it going? How you doing? I'm staring at this thing, this logo. I was just going through all the what's it called? States of doubt of like, will this be a good stream at all? I don't know, but I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm doing thing. Did you end up going to Level Up Expo at all, Kargaden, or? I don't know, like, if there's any predictions, honestly. I didn't look too deep. I saw, like, the first post after this, like, tweet went up with somebody being like, God of War! And then, like, someone was like, dude, they're Japanese games. And it's like, yeah. It's pretty silly, so. Callan's Gate 2? Yeah, I'm certain. I'm certain that's what's gonna happen here. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get... What's Igarashi's game? Eternal Gate? I was looking at a copy of Eternal Gate. Let me see, is that what I'm thinking of? No. What is Igarashi's game? He has like a PS1 RPG. Koji Igarashi. What is your video game called? That's not a Castlevania game. Please tell me about the one game you made that's not Castlevania. He made more games. Elder Gate, that's what I'm thinking of. Elder Gate 2. Konami's bringing it back. I'm glad I can make a joke where I had to go look up the name. So yeah, it was pretty neat. I enjoyed it. So it was definitely more video gamey than the last time I went. That made me happy. The wrestling going on in the background seemed very exciting. Wrestling pretty much had like a group of people around it almost at all times, so that's good. I'm not a big wrestling man, but they did at one point like go into like the game section or whatever and just started wrestling in the game section. It's like, all right, hello, I'm here playing F-Zero X, and then off on the other side of the table there's just a dude on the ground being pinned to the ground. So, all right. No, him rated. It's cinematic.
Hello, viewers. I am Ivy the android. I'd like to share today's dinosaur forecast. A dinosaur outbreak will soon occur. Residents in the affected area have been evacuated, and a team of
I don't recognize this at all.
A vortex warning has been issued. Please remain indoors.
The only thing I can think of is that one game. I forget. I mean, unless it's like the literal, like, what's it called? Okay. Is Dino Crisis back? Is that what's happening right now?
I make a sensitive situation.
Even if you're finding a chance to
All I wanted was to be IBS's top pilot.
IBS's latest dinosaur forecasts and exosuit technology were able to keep human casualties to 0.
I never played the original, like, if this is Dino Crisis, I don't know. Gameplay-wise, it's very different. But I never played those original games, so I don't really know, like, how faithful people would want the series to be to that.
Meanwhile, IBS continues to recruit candidates to become new exo-fighters. Humanity's
It kind of looks like an EDF kind of game, almost. I really need to play Dino Crisis. I don't have a lot of interest in the first two, but yeah, the third one in space, I'm like, yeah, I'll check that one out. But I should probably play all of them. They're not that many. Okay. Exoprimal.
Another Exo Fighter recruit, right? Welcome to IBS.
No Dino Crisis name. I'm sure there is some connection there.
State of Play returns with more announcements and updates for your favorite games.
I seem to recall at one point, like,
We just saw the debut
Sekiro
of
was rumored to be a
Exoprimal,
Tenchu
brand
game
new
or
IP
something.
from Capcom. It hits PS4 and PS5 next year. Next up, let's get
It's
to
probably
the
for the
updates
best you
for
don't call
some
that Dino
fan
Crisis,
favorites
though.
launching soon.
Given how different it is, so. I imagine one just played like pretty standard Resident Evil, but if every zombie was more like the hunters or something. As much as I have not had shown a lot of interest to this game, it's probably the one PS5 game that has caught my attention. Somebody described it to me as like Pocky and Rocky in Tokyo, which I can kind of see. It's not quite that, but I get it. This is already out, isn't it? Just like DLC or something? I seem to recall like it going like through the typical podcast tour of like, we're gonna talk about this game. But I know Sony will sometimes send out games like way earlier than other companies, so. I'm trying to remember, there was some game that they sent out like a month and a half early. I don't remember what it was. It's kind of ridiculous. I think my only fear is I can't remember if this is like an open world game, and I do not like open world games that much, so. Yeah, I thought it came out, but it might have just went around like the press tour, basically. Nope, not out yet. Okay, cool. Maybe it was like a preview event that I was hearing about it from. There's also like a visual novel, I think, that came out alongside it. What am I looking at? I was not paying attention for the start. Oh, okay. I really don't have a lot of interest in this game from a gameplay perspective, but I love like the characters and everything from what I've seen so far. There's also like some Final Fantasy XI looking areas in the game, which is exciting. Oh, the Blade Runner aesthetic. I could see that. Yeah. I think it doesn't appeal to me a ton either, but or Ghostwire, but
Now, let's jump into the world of
Forspoken.
Forspoken with some all-new gameplay.
I'll never play this game, but I do like how it looks. I feel like that's most of these events when I go to like the Xbox and PlayStation ones, like, this looks alright. I'll never play it, but it looks alright. Oh yeah, that sounds probably accurate on that. I really should play Strangers in Paradise. Right now, I'm trying to not commit to any new video games. While this is going on, I did finish up Cooking Mama Cook-Off last night, so that is one game I've been holding on to since November, trying to wrap that up. So I just made a list of like video games I started I need to finish. So it's that, Indiana Jones, God Eater 3's DLC. This is a very like E3 trailer soundtrack here. The acting demo? Yeah. The only fear I had about the Agni demo is that would become, or however you pronounce it, that would become Final Fantasy 16. And I have this weird hiccup with Final Fantasy right now where like all I want to do is see a new Final Fantasy world. And so Final Fantasy 16, you know, despite me having a lot of concerns about it, I was glad it was a new world because because of how long it took for Final Fantasy 15 to come out, and the fact that like 14 pulled from 11 so much, and then 13 having such long legs. Like, what I like about Final Fantasy games are that each of them are changing and like different from each other. So to go like a decade with like basically no new worlds in Final Fantasy, that always kind of bothered me. So I'm glad 16 is doing something that's different. Because I think Agnes Philosophy was like 2000... Is that like 2010 or something like that? Or maybe a little later than that, so. It did become Forspoken? Okay. I didn't realize there was a line, but that actually makes a lot of sense now that you mention it. I'll play a Gundam game someday. These are the kind of like competitive shooters I want to see. I'll never play them, but like I was talking about Operation Raccoon City the other day to somebody, or maybe it was not. Maybe which one was it? There's the one that's like by Zipper for the PS3. I think that's Operation Raccoon City, and then there was Umbrella something. Really, what I'm trying to say is I want to play a Resident Evil multiplayer shooter someday. I keep putting it off, though. And seeing a Gundam game like that makes me want to play that, but... I like shooters a lot, despite, like, not really talking about them on podcasts and stuff. And, like, maybe not, like, lifting them up to some degree. I mean, I have... Most shooters I have played that are multiplayer, I have put at least 300 hours into. So I think despite me not talking about them much, I typically... Why? I guess, I don't know. These games are liked, right? This is actually, like, from a licensing perspective as well, this is actually pretty nice as well. People like the beat-em-ups, too. I don't know if I've ever played a TMNT game I've liked, but I have not played them since I was like 10, so I would not trust my opinion from when I was 10 years old. Umbrella Corps, yeah. Cowabunga. This reminds me of, like, Destroy All Monsters or something. There's like 3 or 4 on NES, right? Gigabash. No, it's Gigabash 0. Please.
Later this year.
We have off-model Godzilla here.
Beautiful and bizarre return.
There's the GameCube TMNT game. I have the demo for that, and I played that way more than I should. And like they only had like 2 voice clips for their moves, so like every single time you attacked, I don't know any of the turtles' names. I assume it's probably Raphael, who has the 2 like samurai swords or whatever. You would just go slice and dice over and over and over again. Oh, Jojo. I feel like I have never heard of a bad JoJo game. I'm not saying that there is not a bad JoJo game, just all the ones I hear about are always seem to be well received. Like a 3D. I don't know, would this count as a 3D fighter? Because there is like movement in 4 directions, kind of, but it is still focused on like left to right. There was apparently like a JoJo Battle Royale game in arcades or something like that at one point. When I started playing First Soldier, somebody mentioned it because I was talking about how they could like kill monsters to level them up, and apparently that JoJo game did that. So Everybody's here. I like that release screen at the end
Our
there.
next 2 games will take you beyond life and death.
I will promptly forget that game exists, but it looked nice. Trick to Yomi. This reminds me of that Ninja Gaiden game a little bit. The one by, I think Keiji Inafune worked on it. I don't know why it's reminding me of that. Man has sword in Japan. That's why. I don't know. Did that game have like black and white segments? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of it. I should play that Ninja Gaiden game someday. And Dragon Song. I should play Dragon Song. Really, I should play Dragon Song. Like, I feel like there's few DS games that use the book mode as effectively as Dragon Song from like an action game perspective, right? From what I hear of it, I have not played it, so it may be... Well, I played the demo actually, but... yeah. This looks okay. I feel like the aesthetic of this game really has to do all the heavy lifting. I don't know if this is for me, though. Devolver Digital, that seems right for them. Considering, like, the budget level of it and everything. PlayStation Studios.
Trapped in an endless cycle. Fighting.
Yeah. My favorite Japanese developer.
Dying, returning.
How smart games.
Always changing.
Hey, Mr. T. There is a game that looks like Dino Crisis that's not. That was pretty cool. Gundam Shooter looks alright. I'll never play it, but it looks alright. Okay.
Now
I don't think this game had multiplayer at launch.
Before the endless tower, I climb as Sisyphus did, pushing the boulder.
It looks like multiplayer. I don't know. There was another person there. I assumed it was
How high
multiplayer.
I climb, the challenge begins again.
That person is gone now, though.
But I fight on through the infinite.
Who made Way of the Samurai? Are they still doing anything?
Seeking answers. Seeking ascension.
Stop looking while it's American video games on screen. Jeez. I came
My
here for
release
Japanese
is within
games.
this tower,
Acquire?
and I will find it.
What you doing, Acquire? What mobile game have you put out recently, Acquire? Please tell me. Labyrinth of Zangetsu. It's developed by
Housemarque is bringing
Kazuo
campaign
Panda,
co-op and a
though.
mysterious new survival mode to Returnal Ascension, a free update hitting this March.
What's going on here?
It's almost time to sign off, but before we do, let's get a first look at 2 brand new games coming from Square Enix.
Is that Triangle strategy game coming to any platform other
Is this
than
really what you
Twitch?
want?
And
Not
you're
actual
certain that
gameplay.
What we are doing is best for the people of the kingdom.
Put your controller down. You're not playing this right now.
Yes. I suppose it would, in a sense. True.
I really like Housemarque games. I don't think I'll play Returnal, but Alienation
It made me wonder.
was great. So
Am I still that same person?
I didn't expect Alienation to be very good, but it was very, very, very good.
The era of myths gives way to an era of great turmoil.
Yeah, it's like only
The
20
continent
minutes,
was
I think.
ravaged
So
by the devastating war between the Empire and the Alliance.
actually, I have no idea what's happening right now.
One nation remained unaffected by the
The
chaos.
art they showed at the
The
beginning did
kingdom
not
of
look like
Palatine.
16, but
Ward of the August looked destined to have its soil.
I think they said
stained
2
with the blood
games,
of
so
battle.
I would think, yeah, this
Finally
is
been
definitely
caught
not
up.
16.
We're up against the Empire's main army.
We are to eradicate every last Imperial who comes ashore. Keep focused.
All right. All right.
And now you will die.
Do you really have such a yearning for war?
Oh, man.
I can't comprehend it.
I actually really like how this looks at the moment.
So then, what shall we do now?
We're going to retake it.
This is our chance while they
I guess what's appealing to me about it is like being tiny RTS in some ways, kind of.
That's right.
And I also really like cut-in animations. Although I'm not 100% sure if that cut-in animation was a part of the game or if they just like edited it in a way that made it look
I suppose it is the only way for us to survive.
look like it was a cut-in. Star Ocean 6. I mean, Star Ocean 6 could still be the Dio field. All right. I will say this. I'm really glad Square Enix is always doing like new stuff all the time. Like, I don't know. As much as people give crap to Square Enix, as including myself, I do love their output overall. So. Katana Kami. Interesting. It's 2020. This doesn't look like Final Fantasy 16. Is this,
If the will to fight still lingers within you,
like Valkyrie profile or something? I don't know anything about Valkyrie profile. So. But they got the wing thing. Maybe. I don't know. It could be. I don't know anything about it other than the lady has wings on her head. Although I feel like this entire stream has been like, is this video game? No, it's a new IP. So, which is perfectly fine actually. I don't mind it.
Heed my words.
It's called Valkyrie.
Ragnarok tears our world asunder. All we hold precious lies on the brink of
This is cool.
Become my tool of intervention.
I think those other games were
Were
they action RPGs? I can't remember. Oh man, her hair is vibrating so much there. Like you could see when she was leaning down, like her hair strands were just like bouncing around back and forth from the physics. I guess I don't know if this is just like more straightforward action. I feel like in Valkyrie profile games there's like party members and stuff, right? It is Valkyrie profile. It's her. Soul Calibur 7. That's cool. I would not have expected a Valkyrie profile
your
game.
efforts to remain undetected are lacking. Reveal yourself. Who are you?
It's her. Cosmos 2.
That's all for
I forget her
today.
name. What is her
See you
name?
soon with another State of Play.
I forget her name. The other Cosmos. The duplicate one. That was a good State of Play. A lot of stuff I don't know. A lot of stuff I probably won't play, but like a lot better than I usually get out of these State of Plays, but I'm biased. I like Japanese video games, so I like my favorite Japanese video game, Returnal Survival Mode. So, Telos, thank you. Yeah, it's close enough. It's a Valkyrie profile game. It's fine. It doesn't... Please, theme song. I didn't realize I had closed captioning on. Oh, well. Well, that was that. That was pretty good. All right. Don't look at that, chat. You guys want to look at Dirge of Cerberus now? Let's not look at that. All right, you guys. Quick. Ignore all the text. Ignore all the text. Get rid of the stamp. What's our review score for this stream? Let me, how do I do this? How do I make all this go away? How do I make the stuff I don't want go away? There we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right, here's the arrow. Where are we going? Where are we going? I'm feeling You guys tell me first. What's start rating at? Is that 1 star? The 2 star? 3 star? 4 star? How you feel about the stream? I think I'm feeling like right here. Like 3.54. I think that's how I feel. I'm not sure what I want that would be better though. I do feel like it was mostly like mid-tier games, and I'm personally like cool with that. I do like that. Pretty positive. 4 out of 5. Yeah. That was way more than I expected. So, Returnal brings it down a whole 1 score now. It was kind of weird and out of place having Returnal there. So, anyways. All right. Well, I am still working technically, or I'm going to clock back into work. So, oh. There you go. You guys want to see the end of the Dirge Servers multiplayer? Here's some spoilers for you. What's going to happen? It's Shulk. Yeah, I'm going to go back to work though. But yes, I'm also running too. So, anyways, I will consider doing this in the future. I'll think about it. Let me know if it was all right. It feels a little weird for me to sit there and talk over stream like that, but a lot of people do it on the internet. Should I do it on the internet? That's a question. That's a question for another time. Goodbye, Vice. Goodbye, Vice. It's him. All right, I'm leaving. You guys have a good day. Bye.